In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add an HDRI to your Blender environment. An HDRI stands for High Dynamic Range Image, and it's essentially a 360-degree image which we can add to Blender to allow for a detailed and realistic rendering of lighting and reflections. I'm also going to show you how to add mapping and texture coordinates so that you can move the position of your HDRI accordingly. So the first thing that you'll need to do is find an HDRI for your scene. Polyhaven.com has a large selection of HDRIs which we can choose from. You can download at various sizes. For this tutorial I'll be using 4K. So create a new Blender scene, and the first thing we'll do is replace the cube with a sphere. So select the cube, X, delete, and then go to Add, Mesh, and UV Sphere. Now in order for us to see the reflections, what we'll want to do is make sure that this is smooth. So go to Object, Shade Smooth. To add your HDRI that you've previously downloaded, go over to World Properties, and where it says Color, select Environment Texture, and then open and locate your HDRI. We can't see anything at the moment because we need to go into Rendered View, so go to Viewport Shading, Rendered, and now we can see the HDRI map. To see the reflections in our sphere, select the sphere, and what we'll do is we'll add a shiny material. So the Material tab, select New, and where it currently says Principled BSDF, change that to Glossy BSDF, and put the roughness right down to 0. And now we can see the HDRI reflecting in the sphere. So something you may wish to do is change the rotation of the HDRI map around your object. To do that, what we'll do is we'll just drag this to create a new window, and in the drop down here we'll select Shade Editor. Currently we're in object mode, but we need to go to World, and now we can see the HDRI map which we added earlier. What we'll need to do now is add mapping and texture coordinate nodes. So go Shift A and add texture coordinates. And then do the same and add a mapping. What we want to do is go vector to vector, and then generated to vector. And now what we can do is change the rotation of the map around the object. So one final thing is that you may not want to see the HDRI map in your background. You may wish to only see it reflected in the object. I'm currently using cycles, and in this format what we can do is go to Film and select Transparent. And now you can see that the background disappears, but the reflections in the object remain. We can see this if we go to F12 in Render View.